Hi, I'm Aiman, and welcome back to one of my auto repair videos. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to refill the compressor oil, AC compressor oil, for a second generation Honda Insight, which applies to 2009 to 2014 models. Right here is the new AC compressor that we're going to replace. We got this for about $125. The first time we got it for Oscar's car was about $180, and they said it was new, but to be honest, it kind of does not look new. I mean, it's mostly new, but it already comes with a bit of oil inside the system, and that's to lubricate it. But that's not the right amount of oil. We need to drain that oil and refill it with the proper amount. Okay, so first, before we do anything, before we mess around, we're just going to compare the two to make sure that everything is in order. That we have the right compressor. So this is just turn it around. Looks about the same. Same connectors. Looks like same distance holes. So it looks like we were working with the same compressor. And so going back to the discussion earlier, because we're adding to a bone dry system, the amount that we add is going to be a bit different. We took out the condenser and we're taking out the AC compressor, but we're still keeping in the evaporator, which holds some oil. And of course, the hoses themselves have a bit of oil in them as well. And so if we calculate it, it should be about maybe 1.5 fluid ounces still left in the system. If we go by what we found online about the maximum capacity of the system, which is about 6.5 to 6.85, then if we take away that 1.5 that's still in the system, we should be refilling this AC compressor to about 5 fluid ounces. Not 5.5. I know some people say that, but we want to be careful about overfilling the system. We don't want to overfill it, so we're going to be safe and fill it with only 5. If you're not replacing the condenser, it's important that you take that into consideration, because the condenser itself holds some oil, which is about 1.66 fluid ounces. So if you aren't replacing the condenser, then you might want to go down to like 3.5 or 4 fluid ounces. Okay. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to drain this old compressor. We're going to drain the new compressor. Okay, so while we're doing this, you might notice that the light's moving around. That's because we have Uncle Lon. Thank you, Uncle Lon, for coming.
You're welcome.
And he's helping out with filming this video, because right now, as you can see, it's nighttime. Not a good time for showing you guys stuff, but when we have someone who can help with the lights, it makes it easier to see things. So we're going to undo this bolt right here, unscrew it, and that's 10 millimeters. And so the reason that we're loosening it is because this is where the oil is going to drain out when we cycle the compressor. Okay, so we can take out this cap, and there should also be, that should have also came out as well. This cover here is to protect the system from getting contaminated. I might have to use the pliers to pry it out. And what we're going to do now is we're going to rotate the clutch so that it cycles the oil out, and we're going to drain it into a cup. Okay, so we're going to tilt it, so just like this. And you might need to move it around as you do this, but you're going to want to rotate the clutch. If I remember correctly, you should hear a sound. And I hear a sound, but I don't see anything coming out. So we're going to keep in mind, we're not professionals, we're amateurs, so we're going through this like with kind of the same experience that you have. We have a bit more because we've done this job before on different cars. So we have refilled the the oil on an AC compressor before, but of course there could be new things discovered with new cars. But if you don't see any oil coming out, that's a really bad sign. in general, there should be oil just so that it lubricates the system. So if it doesn't come with any oil pre-installed, that's a bad sign. But who knows, maybe if we remove this side, which should be the low pressure side, then maybe that will allow it to siphon. Maybe there's like a suction effect, you know? Okay, so which way is it gonna come out? All right, so I'm gonna try to pour it. Hold it upside down. Okay. There we go. And we're gonna keep doing this until we can get all of the fluid out. Oh, now it's coming out of this side. Okay. All right, since I said before, you can kind of finagle the way you do it. I'm gonna try rotating the clutch in the opposite direction. See if that does anything. And as you can see, the oil that comes down it's brown. It's quite dirty compared to the new one, which is clear. And so that's partly why we flush the oil that's already inside the compressor, because it's dirty. If you really want to clean out the system, you can even add some to the AC compressor and continue to flush it out just to make it a bit more cleaner. But I think we're good. We're going to skip that step and go straight to refilling. Okay, so we don't have ounce measurements on this cup, so we're just going to convert it to metric. It's about 150 milliliters. So we're going to take our PAG46 oil. And I gotta poke this open because I can't open it with my gloves. Okay. And then we're going to measure out 150 milliliters, or at least I am, because you guys might have a different amount. Okay, I'm gonna settle it on the floor. I mean, already I'm going from a 148 to 150, so I'm approximating. So this is about 150 milliliters. What we're going to do is we're going to pour it into the low pressure side. We're not going to spin the clutch. I think if that happens, what's going to happen is all the fluid that we poured in here is going to erupt back out. So what we're going to do is slowly and steadily, and hopefully it is able to course through. So if I see it start to go too high, I'll back off. Ah, that went surprisingly smoothly. Okay, so at this point, we want to take the covers that we took out and put it back on. And then we can install the compressor. Because the reason that we have these covers is because we don't want it to get contaminated as we're installing it. And we also don't want the fluid to fall out, that too. I mean, obviously. And yeah, because what's going to happen is we're going to hook it up to the hoses, which are going to screw in here. Well, while we're here, I suppose I'll just put back the old covers. And screw in the bolts just a tiny bit, just to make our lives easier when we screw it in later. But you know, doing this at night with the light shining down on me kind of reminds me of when we did the alternator job on Uncle An's Hyundai.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Okay.
A long time ago.
I see. You better watch the video again.
Oh yeah, remember how frustrating that was?
Ah.
And we worked through the night, but we finally got it done.
Good job.
So yeah, go check that out if you're interested. But
Thank you, Aiman.
oh yeah, anytime. So now we're ready to install the compressor. So screw the cap back on. And I think that's all for this segment of the video. I'm Aiman, and today we discuss, and I guess I did kind of show you how to refill the oil on an AC compressor for a Generation 2 Honda Insight. I really mean this video to be more of a central hub for discussion about this kind of stuff, because when we were doing research about this, we can't really find a good answer. There's not people talking specifically about Generation 2 Honda Insights. So if other people have the same questions, they can come to this video and discuss with other people who are looking for the same thing. So thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and look at other videos on EyeOnAiman, especially the series on replacing the office's AC system. And I'll see you in the next one. For now, I'm Aiman, and signing out.